This is the Disabled American Veterans National Employment Program overview, if you're wondering which program you're on. And the chat function will be live. I will take my video off here, but we'll keep my ability to be your voice as you go along. If you've got questions of them, please just use your chat function, and I will be your voice for you. So with that, I hand it over to you, gentlemen. And Rob, are you, as master now, as co-host, are you going to do the co-hosting?
I can co-host. Yes, thank you.
All right.
Good morning to everybody.
Introductions, and I'll be quiet a little bit.
Okay, can everybody hear me okay?
Absolutely.
Well, good morning to everybody. I am pleased to be here this morning representing the National Adjutant, Mark Burgess, Executive Director Barry Jesenowski, and my direct boss, Jeff Hall, in the Employment Department. I look forward to sharing some information regarding not only our Employment Department, but the DAV in general, as we've just reached some significant milestone in our organization. And I'm very proud to have been a part of it for at least the last 25 plus years. So I'm excited. The purpose of today's discussion is how to hire and retain disabled or injured, ill veterans in your workforce, how to attract them into your workforce. Today, I'm going to provide you an overview of the National Employment Program, some of the tools and information that we use in getting the word out, and our direct connection with not only the veterans, their spouses, separating service members, but also employers. It's very key that the employers understand the value of hiring veterans into their workforce. So without further ado, let's get started. So just a little bit about the DAV. For the last century, the DAV has provided services to veterans and their families. It all started in 1920 when a returning doughboy, injured Captain Robert Marks, knew that the nation was ill-prepared to take care of the ill and injured veterans. So he and a group of others met and created the DAV. And for the last century, as I indicated, we've been providing a lot of services, a lot of support to our brothers and sisters, because at the end of the day, we feel we are a veteran helping veteran organization. And we've done it very well. As a matter of fact, I will go as far as saying that DAV is the most prolific veteran service organization in the country. Now, as a nonprofit 501c4 veteran service organization who is chartered by Congress, we have a fiduciary duty to take care of ill and injured veterans. That is our purpose. Many organizations are out there doing the same thing. They're chartered by Congress as well. Each one of us go about it a little differently. I can tell you, with being affiliated with the DAV for over 25 years professionally, I feel we do it best. Matter of fact, I know we do it best. We help over 1 million veterans each year. And it's not just a one-time assistance. We provide a lifelong support chain for veterans and their families. They come out, ever since they discharge from the military, they come to us throughout the remainder of their life because they request different services. And DAV has a plethora of services and programs to assist veterans and their families. Getting right into the employment program. So the National Employment Program was revamped, set up in 2014. The vision from the National Adjutant and the Executive Director and Board of Directors at that time was we needed to be a viable force in assisting our fellow veterans in transitioning from military service to civilian life. And all the veterans that are on this call today or this webinar can truly attest to the fact that transitioning from a structured environment, such as the military, whether you serve 4 years or 24 years, is not a difficult task. There's a lot of things that take place, a lot of new experiences that you go through. So we on the employment team work very hard to ensure that every veteran, spouse, family member, employer, everyone in the veteran space that we communicate with has a clear understanding on where we come from with regards to helping veterans overcome the transition phenomena, basically, and obtain meaningful employment. So the team is made up of Jeff Hall. He's a National Employment Director. Myself as the Assistant Employment Director. Mary Hunter is our Employment Specialist. She wears several hats, actually. She's a vital part of our team. And Jordan Heck is actually the Assistant to the Chief Communications and Outreach Officer, but she helps our department a lot. She helps keep us straight in a lot of different ways. We're committed as a team to working directly with veterans and employers. It takes a village at the end of the day to help our fellow veterans and their families adjust to civilian life and be productive members of society. We work directly with VA, both the Veteran Readiness and Employment Program through the VA, the Department of Labor, other government agencies. We work directly with Disabled Veteran Outreach Program Specialists, DVOS, and the local veteran employment representatives, LEVERS, that are stationed in every county across this country. They are on the ground in every county. And the sad part about it is many veterans don't understand they exist. We'll go over that a little bit. We also present veterans and employers with the ability to meet, network, and engage through job fairs and other outreach efforts that we do, such as this webinar. Employment resource page, that's our national employment page, jobs.dav.org. When you visit that site, you'll be introduced to a lot of services and programs geared specifically towards veterans, their spouses, and employers. I also want to mention that separating service members are a key component to this. We, like every other entity within the veteran space, understand that touching those service members while they're still in uniform is vital to a successful transition. So we want to ensure that we do that, and we have several different avenues in which we do that. So we understand that as ill and injured service members leave the military, they have a challenge to integrate back into society. Our goal is to help them in that journey of recovery, and obtaining meaningful employment is a key component to assist them in taking care of their families, overcoming esteem needs or promoting themselves, understanding how they fit into society. So we assist the new veterans with transition from the military. We help them with returning employment market. We introduce them to what's available. We assess their interest, their skill sets. We want to educate them how to present themselves. Many times service members will go to interviews and they'll act like they were in a promotion board, pretty rigid and stiff. That's something we want them to overcome and understand that it's more of a conversation. Co-hosting all veteran career fairs is a key and major component to the services we deliver. I'll get into the company that we partner with to do that in just a little bit, but that's just a brief synopsis on what we are committed to do and what we are charged to do by our leadership here in the National Employment Department. So as we go through the resources, and I'm not going to touch on everything, but as you visit our website, this is our landing page. We've revamped it since we started in 2014. We've evolved, we've learned, we have a better understanding on what veterans, their spouses, and separating service members are looking for. We link them to not only employment services, but all of the services and programs that the DAV provides. We expanded the tools to assist veterans, and we get into education, mentoring, entrepreneurship. Many veterans are interested in starting their own business and working for themselves. This site currently averages about 9,000 hits per month. That's very good traffic. That makes a lot of people aware of the services and programs that we provide to veterans and their families. Here is the Engage page under veterans and spouses. And as you can see, we have the various tabs. We have a list of some of the corporate entities that we partner with in different ways to make them aware of what's available out there, how to seek veteran talent, who to speak to, how to tap into the veteran space. The job search there is very effective. It's veteran-centric, meaning every employer that lists a job or opportunity on this particular job board has been vetted and certified as veteran-friendly, and they have a history of hiring veterans. And that is a process that our partner, Recruit Military, our corporate partner, handles for us. At any given time, there's over 300,000 jobs on this particular job board. This is one of the most effective veteran-centric job boards in the country. I can tell you, if you go to Glassdoor, Indeed, Monster, you're not going to find a section in there that specifically says these jobs are with veteran-friendly employers. It's open to all comers. This narrows the playing field. It allows veterans and their spouses and transitioning service members to understand what's available wherever they're going to relocate, settle, wherever they want to be, no matter what the career field is. There's videos. We have tutorial videos that help them with resume building, tips on engaging with employers. If a service member or a veteran requires a little tutelage one-on-one with someone in the field that they're interested in, we'll provide them with the mentorship contacts through Veterati, a company called Veterati. It's one of them. These mentors are volunteer corporate entity individuals from all over the country, every career field, every industry that is willing to take their time and engage with a separating service member, a veteran, or a spouse of a veteran to help them understand the playing field, the space that they want to enter, give them tips to how they can do that. Very, very resourceful page, not only for veterans, but for employers. And I'll get into that a little more. So with the employers, we have a document that we put together. It's a living, breathing guide, basically. It's called the Veteran Advantage, the AV's Guide to Hiring and Retaining Veterans and with Disabilities. We also have a recognition program that we are revamping, and we will be delivering out to the public very soon on how to recognize employers that hire veterans from all sizes, small, medium, large. We want to ensure that employers that do hire and retain ill and injured veterans are recognized because we want to make sure that they know they're appreciated. DOL has programs for the medallion program that they have. We also have a recognition program through our National Commanders Awards process. And we have other veteran-centric and employer-centric information on this website. When you look into this particular portion of our website, you'll see a work opportunity tax credit. Many employers do not understand that if they onboard an injured or ill or disabled veteran, they may qualify for a work opportunity tax credit. That tax credit actually can be as large as just under $10,000. That helps offset the cost or the onboarding cost to bring a disabled veteran or injured veteran into the workforce. Something a lot of corporate entities haven't really tapped into yet. So that's a little pearl for all the business representatives out there, is look into not only hiring the person and finding their niche within your culture, your company, but also understand on the back end what you can receive for your efforts of onboarding a ill and injured veteran. This guide is something that I would really request that every participant on the webinar today look at. This distills a lot of information out there, bad information of hiring disabled vets is problematic. We want to do away with all that. A lot of research and resources were put into this particular guide. It's very important that employers understand the benefit of hiring ill and injured veterans. very resourceful. There's a lot of soft skills that veterans bring to the table from their military experience. We want to make sure that employers understand those tangible soft skills and what they can mean to their workforce, and at the end of the day, their bottom dollar. Because you're in business, to do business, and you want to make sure you have the right folks. And veterans are very resilient. This is a must-have resource, in my opinion, for everybody, employer type, to look at, because it really educates you as to how favorable it is to bring a veteran into your culture. And ill or injured veteran, teach them a skill, have them adjust to your culture. They can be very productive and loyal. Former military service people are loyal. When they are part of a team or working unilaterally, they can have a great impact on your culture, and they can help with efficiency. They have great ideas. They're taught to work independently or as a group. They think outside the box. And one of the most important things that veterans do, my opinion, many of them, is they show up to work on time. Because in the military, if you weren't 10 minutes early, you were 5 minutes late. And that's something that every employer can appreciate, is having their employees show up consistently on time every day. It's real life experiences that are also displayed in the Veteran Advantage. You get feedback from folks that were involved, whether it's the employer or the veteran, and how the process worked and what the benefits were. Some of the things to look out for. One of the things that I recommend to employers, and I go to a lot of job fairs all over the country, and I have employers come to me and say, how do I do this? How do I do that? What I say is, when you find out who's in your workforce, if that's not part of your onboarding process, it should be. You should understand how many veterans work in your workforce. In my opinion, you should set up an employee support group, veteran support group, so they can network, bring them into that culture, find out, what their needs are, how they can, help each other, promoting them on Veterans Day, Memorial Day, recognizing their service means a whole lot. And it's good for everybody, just not just the veterans in your workforce. So in the hiring initiative, the idea is to reduce barriers when it comes to bringing on veterans. At the end of the day, the veteran wants job satisfaction. The employer is looking for everything they can get out of that employer. They want that employee to stay, be loyal. Hopefully there's upward mobility options. There's a lot of things to look at, not only from the onboarding process, but training, developing, promoting. Those are all important aspects to any employee in an organization or a company. And of course, employers are going to look for that talent. Where can we place this individual? This guide gives a lot of information on how to assess all of those things. One of the key components, in my opinion, to onboarding or to a human resources department is to have a veteran actually working in the HR realm of your company as a veteran liaison representative or a veteran recruiter. A veteran vetting another veteran is going to be able to provide a very clear, accurate picture to the hiring authority within any company to let them know what this person's background is, because not everybody can read a DD-214 or a military discharge document accurately. Not everybody understands converting military talents and skill sets to civilian occupational codes. A veteran sitting as a recruiter will be able to assess that individual rather quickly and be able to present to the hiring authority within your company a very accurate view of this person and how this person could be an asset to your company. So I recommend that you, if you haven't already done that, think of bringing a veteran in and putting them in your onboarding process or your recruiting process. It's a very important element. One of the things this guide also does is dispel some of the myths regarding, certain disabilities that veterans, specifically of OIF and OEF, the latest conflicts that have gone on for 20 years. It's about time to stop those. Suffering with specific disabilities unique to this particular war, TBI, the traumatic brain injury, or PTSD. We want to ensure that employers really understand the facts and not the rumors that are out there on the internet that these individuals are damaged somehow beyond repair. It's just not true. Veterans with injuries or illnesses can be just as effective, if not more effective, than any other employee on your workforce. And that's true. All right. So it's a free document you can download. You can look at it from our website. It's like I said, it's a living and breathing document. We will be updating this along the way. Sometimes links change. Sometimes different companies or organizations get involved and they have more robust programs than they did in the past. We want to make sure that employers have at their fingertips a guide that brings them through the entire process of hiring injured and ill veterans. You're going to have stories you're going to have from the employer, from the veteran. It's a lot of information to take in here. And I recommend this as a must read for every business representative here, from human resources, hiring authority, possibly even the executive leadership of the company, to understand the value that veterans bring to their workforce. So, as a key component, as I indicated earlier, is our job fairs. In April of 2020, the world changed as we knew it. We've all been affected both personally and professionally. At DAV, along with our partner, Recruit Military, we're very fortunate in our ability through the employment department and frankly, every program within the DAV to pivot in a way that allowed us to still deliver our services and programs to veterans seeking our assistance. So we were very proud to do that. It did alter our landscape a little bit. We've used a lot more technology as we're doing today. Virtual career fairs are very important, a very important aspect of our services that we provide. The reason that we wanted to initiate the virtual career fair platform, even back in 2014, when Jeff knew that we needed to bring on not only a physical aspect, but a technological aspect to be able to deliver our services. Everything's evolved a great deal since then. We were fortunate that this platform was in place, because even though we had to cancel all of our physical events, we were able to convert all those to virtual. On our website, under the job fairs link, you'll be able to pull up our entire schedule for the year. And you will see that, we're starting to get that momentum back within the veteran space. I am personally looking forward to getting out to the traditional settings. Hopefully in June, we'll start traveling again because I enjoy going out and meeting with the veterans and their spouses and separating service members and talking to them about their ambitions and, how they can get better footing and being able to get that dream job or work in an occupation that's going to allow them upward mobility. In 2014, when we were looking for a proven entity within a veteran space, we identified Recruit Military. They had been around for years. They had been engaging with the veterans, service members, separating specifically for the purpose of engaging them in employment, linking them to employers. We wanted to engage with that. We wanted their experience and their knowledge. Together, we've even grown further since 2014. We're very proud to be partnered with Recruit Military. They are one of our best corporate partners within this particular department. Very proactive, great working relationship. Together this year, we will do 38 traditional career fairs and 42 virtual career fairs. That may change depending on the status of each state and where they are in the pandemic and things of that nature. But we're fortunate that we have the ability to pivot and turn whatever traditional job fairs into virtual job fairs. The thing about virtual job fairs, in my opinion, it's very important to know is that platform is accessible anywhere in the world. The idea was to allow that sailor on that ship thousands of miles away, or that Marine serving in Okinawa, or that Army veteran in Germany, wherever they are, they can access this platform, be able to network, get a feel for what's available when they do return back to the States and wherever they're going to return. So that's a very, very important component because it allows them to get involved before they even get out of uniform or get back here to the States. The COVID concern is definitely out there. It's made us all aware and hypersensitive in a lot of different ways. And like I said, hopefully we'll be able to get past that soon in July. We're going to start in June, but July is going to be, our national convention. We're going to have a job fair also in conjunction with our national convention this year, which is a first for both Recruit Military and DAV. So there's Recruit Military on their website also has a multitude of tools and resources that they allow, to service members, veterans, or spouses. Anybody that operates in the veteran space can gain a lot of information by utilizing our website and Recruit Military's website. Here's our information. We engage in the social media like everybody else does. You have to. This is 21st century. You've got to be engaged out there, and we are. And I would ask any of you to share our information on your social media sites for any veteran or family member of a veteran who's in need of assistance, no matter what type of assistance they need, whether it's VA compensation, employment, volunteer opportunities, all a host and array of different services we provide. That would allow them to know who we are, no matter how much advertisement we do, like any other corporate entity. Word of mouth is the best advertisement out there. Within the veteran and the military space, getting your word out there is key, but also in corporate America to understand how do I tap into the veteran pool.
Rob,
so
can I ask you a question? Just
Yeah.
a second. From an employer perspective, if I wanted to participate in one of the virtual events, how would I do so?
For any entity that wanted to get involved with a virtual event, I would ask them to connect with Mary Hunter, the employment specialist on our team. And she is the one that can provide all of the information required, connect them with the right person at Recruit Military to be able to sign up. We do not handle the logistics of bringing someone into these job fairs, whether it's virtual or physical. That is a component that Recruit Military handles. So Mary Hunter would be the key component, and you could reach Mary at mhunter@dav.org, or you can email the employment website at employment@dav.org with your inquiry on how to participate in job fairs, both virtual or physical.
Thank you. Thank you
Sure,
very
sure.
much.
You're very welcome. Job fairs. So here's what we've done so far since July 2014. It's almost 720 job fairs. We've had over almost 250,000 attendees, over 35,000 exhibitors. We have touched DAV, that's Jeff and I, have actually touched and engaged with over 100,000 veterans throughout these job fairs personally. And from the feedback we get back from the corporate entities that participate, the employers, they've extended over 150,000 jobs to service members, separating service members and veterans and their spouses through these job fairs. Very, very important. So where are we going forward? Everybody has to evolve. All the programs and services in DAV sometimes have to be rebooted in a way. They have to be revamped. The employment department is no different. Electronic newsletters, resume. I'm very, very excited the possibility of DAV being able to provide a resume service. We're still working on that to see if it'll come to fruition. Personally, I hope it does. That would be a great component to add to our arsenal of tools and resources. Patriot Boot Camp, another partner that we're involved with, another nonprofit entity. Entrepreneurship is a growing entity within the veteran space. We are going to be a big part of that. We want to assist separating service members and veterans, even spouses, with starting their own business. At National Convention, having employment resource fair. Like I said, this year we're going to have a job fair, which is something unusual, and we're going to see how that goes so it can evolve maybe to a different level at national conventions. And the Service Disabled Veteran-Owned Small Business Project. Very, very important for small business owners who are veterans to understand the advantage of having their business labeled as Service Disabled Veteran Small Business. That allows them access to compete for contracts that they normally wouldn't have exposure to. Very important. Employer engagement. We want to ensure that we are engaging within corporate America, employees, whatever entity is hiring. We want to educate them, assist them, put them in the pipeline. We want to recognize them for their efforts. We want to, make sure that if they're hiring veterans, retaining veterans, and they're doing all of this, we want to make sure they're recognized amongst their peers, their organizations out there in corporate America and everywhere. The Outstanding DVOP and Libra Award, we look at a lot of applications that come in for that award. These are great tools to use in your local community. If I'm an employer and I want to tap into local veteran talent, the first place that I would start would be the local veterans employment representative. They work at Career One Stops. They work at unemployment offices in every county. I happen to pull up the information for the Oshkosh area. You have two within a 15-mile radius that operate. So I would go and to the Career One Stop page, put in the zip code, and it'll populate the local veteran employment representatives in your area. Those folks are key. I don't think it costs anybody anything to have an LVER add your company to the list, post the jobs, and then network with veterans in a database to connect you. That's what they do. That's their purpose. DVOPs and LVERs are state employees, and they're paid indirectly through a grant from the Department of Labor. So it is their mission in life to help veterans and employers link together. That's what they do. And that's where I would start. Okay, so when the questions phase, there's the contact information for the National Employment Department. If you have any questions, anything we can help you with, such as getting involved with job fairs, getting more information in your area with the employment space or the veteran space, please contact us. Jeff and I both have over 25 years of service within the DAV and the veteran space. We all started out as service officers in the field, helping veterans with their claims and their family members. Now we work in the employment realm for the DAV, and I got to tell you, it's very rewarding and it's exciting, and it's a pleasure for us to educate employers who want to bring veterans or their spouses into their workforce. So with that, I'll be quiet a minute and take any questions anybody has.
Well, the chat function is open at this point. If someone has anything, if they would like to use that, that would be great. I know that there has been a lot of information shared this morning, and I guess one question I would have is, could someone speak, and maybe that's Dale, speak more to what's going on within Wisconsin and the programs that we have going on here?
Sure. We have an education special, or a employment office within our state chapter. They're down in Madison. So if you want to get a hold of them, you can contact our state, or you could contact anybody in DAV Chapter 17. Mike Hurt, who kind of helped set this up, He is a member of my chapter. He is also the past state commander. So he has a wealth of knowledge. Matt Kempinen, who was just on here before, I think he fell off, but Matt's our current state commander, so they can help. One point I wanted to bring up that Rob touched on, he talked about the job service offices and the importance of the Veterans Employment Specialists that are located there. In case you guys don't know where they're located, there's one in Menasha and there's one in Oshkosh. So those are the two in Winnebago County that are here. The other thing I'd like to say to you, you all as HR representatives is, when you tap into that veteran community, they're bringing a lot of skills with them. Just because you look at their resume and you say infantryman, well, what can an infantryman or artilleryman, bring to the table for me? A lot of things. Rob touched on it. Number one, they're going to be there every day on time. 95% of the time, they will always. Those veterans will show up for work and be there on time. And I came from a manufacturing background after I got out of the military when I retired from the military, and I was in a management role there. And I know how important that is because it's really tough manning all your machines or getting your work done for the day if you don't have employees showing up. The other thing is that the majority of your veterans are going to be able to pass the drug screening, and that's a major problem out there for a lot of employers, especially with the market like it is right now, trying to get those. The other things they bring is a lot of leadership. They're trained to be leaders, and just because they don't bring a special skill to you, our veterans are very agile people. They can do many things and they learn very quickly. So if you're looking to bring somebody in to your company that's a veteran, I think a lot of times you're going to find them to be just an excellent candidate with a lot of potential. So, sometimes you hire based on potential, and there are some really great folks out there. But that's basically what we got going on in Wisconsin. If any of you would like to, come into Winnebago or to the Winnebago chapter, present to us, what your company is looking for and things, we can always try to send people your way. If we know about job openings or we know that you're looking for employees, we can get out into our veteran communities. And for those folks that might be looking for a career change, those folks that are just coming off active duty and transitioning, those folks that might be looking for a new opportunity, we can point those guys in your direction. So, if you want to come in and maybe give a quick presentation about your company and what you're looking for, by all means, please, you can try to, work through the chamber to get a hold of us. We are a member of the chamber now. So, they can maybe get us all together and we can work something out. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Dale, why don't you, because for those individuals that are watch us later, what email address would you want them to contact you?
Well,
Besides,
they can
yes,
contact me at McNamee, and it's McNameedale5@gmail.com. Again, that's McNameedale5@gmail.com.
Thank you. And yes, you are also listed as in the member on the website. Your information is there as well, and they could look you up and your phone number there as well. So, all right. I don't at this point think we have, you've answered all the questions that were out there, gentlemen. You did a great job. So.
Well, it's my pleasure, and thank you for the invite. And if I could just add one more thing, I'd say, it's very important to become educated to the value of veterans and what they can bring to your workforce. And I think it's very important to use all the tools at your disposal to understand how that works. And DAV is here to make that process easier for you. So as an employer, if you need assistance from our level, Dale's level, reach out to us. We want to help you help our fellow veterans in obtaining meaningful opportunities out there. It's a win-win for everybody, and thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen. Okay, have a great day, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Signing
Nice to
off.
meet you, Rob.